Theft of designs before launch and how it affects designers. Majority of the designers, be it interior designers, graphic designers, or even fashion designers, end up getting their designs stolen before their launch, which is not less than a nightmare for them. And why is that so? Because designers work day and night doing experimentation in order to create a unique design to launch it into the market for maximum profit and to carry their brand ahead, different from others, and it takes a lot of hard work, thought, process and creativity behind it. And on the other hand, just imagine that they see the same design which they just designed in order to launch be already floating into the main market just few days before the launch. How heart-wrenching it would be, and that's what majority of the small brands designers face more often. Let's dig deep into it. Who actually steals them? The big brands. Yes, you are thinking right. These big brands like Old Navy, Forever 21, H&M, Zara have a lot of controversies regarding theft of designs from small businesses, which surely is a bad approach. In an article of Vox by Liber 2018, he highlighted some controversies of designs thefts of small brands by few big brands. And one of them which he mentioned was about a small clothing brand Mere Sawyer by a lady British designer named Carrie Anne Roberts, as she wake up in the morning with flooded Instagram notifications by her loyal customers, making her aware of Old Navy copying one of her design, which were the words feature "Raising the Future" printed across chest, which Roberts creating to go along with a matching kids tee.
So what's a girl to do? She flies to Italy so that we can get through all of these corrections one-on-one, face-to-face, and just get it done and get out of there. He hardly even looked at me during that conversation. He looked at the translator, but clearly really had little interest in engaging with me. It was clear he didn't think very much of me. It was clear that he didn't want to really hear anything from me. It was clear at the end of the day that he just didn't respect me as a person, as a designer, as a business person, as anyone that he wanted to interact with. I could understand enough to know that this was not going well and he was not that happy with the scenario. And finally, it was like Vesuvius erupting. "Don't you?" And I realized my design had been stolen. I'm livid. It's like my insides are melting. It's the most infuriating feeling ever. And I realize, Vinny. It was Vinny. Vinny must have sold the design, which was heartbreaking for a variety of reasons.
Not only this, later on in the same article, Liber 2018 have also mentioned about brands like Forever 21, which has copied everything from phone case made by an LA Indie brand to a popular feminist tee to Instagram famous swimwear to a coat from a CFDA Vogue Fashion Fun finalist. And these are just examples from 2017. And how can we ignore the ugly approach of stealing designs by one of the most loved brands in the market, Zara, as in an article of The Cut. Diana Evans in early 2016 discussed about an independent artist designer, Tuesday Besson from Los Angeles, who sells hand-designed pins, patches, and clothing, started getting emails from fans indicating something that wasn't right, as they had been seeing her designs popping up at Zara, the international clothing brand, and the fans keep on writing to her about if she had licensed her artwork to Zara, which she later on clarified she have not, and soon found more instances of Zara stealing from her. Later on, in talk with Cut, she officially decided to take a legal action against Zara when she saw one of her girls' pennant design in person at mall, and she also added that nothing changed. There was no room of questions as it was her artwork and something needed to be done about it. So she hired a lawyer to fight her case with a sum of $2,000 in terms of legal fees, which is surely a big sum for an independent designer to pay off, but it ended up of no use as Zara responded back with no apology and no effort to take the case seriously. And she later on made a pact with other independent artists in order to put the issue of design theft of independent artists to raise their voice on a bigger level. So in order to have a broader image of this issue, I contacted one of an independent designer for an interview whose ideas were stolen. So let's check what he wants to say on this issue. So we have got Peer Creative head of independent clothing brand Pira Anwar from Pakistan with us for an interview regarding theft of designs and its effects on designers. What's your take on theft of designs of independent designers by big brands?
As far as like my take on that is concerned, I believe that it's really ugly approach by the bigger brands towards the independent and new and small brands, because independent small business brands or clothing brands or any designers who are independent working in the industry, they really work hard to get them established in the main market. They really work hard to make unique designs, do like very much of experimentation as far as my experience is concerned, because I'm also an individual clothing brand designer, like I'm a creative head. So it's really hard for us to work on it and make a unique design which competes.
So have you ever experienced anything like that with your brand designs getting stolen?
Got stolen basically by one of the really big brands of Pakistan named as YBQ, and was inspired by the Sufism in Pakistan. So, but we thought that we should take a proposal of that design to a bigger brand. We had a meeting with the respective person of that brand. So we went there in a meeting and we just showed them a proposal. Obviously, it was our design. We just went to show them if they like it or not. They literally rejected it basically at first. They said that we can't collaborate because obviously there's no reason to collaborate with an independent brand. Which that particular design, which we took to the meeting, was already stolen by that brand.
Think how we could prevent it, like, and what measures you are taking for your brand ideas in order to make your design safe.
Used to do sneak peeks of a product which were in process before the launch to just get as a marketing strategy in market to get an attention. Stop that now. We have stricter policies regarding it, that we'll only publish the final product in the market when it's done. We won't show that what's in the process, what's going behind it, and literally just throwing up the final product straight into the market.
Concluding it all, according to a creative live blog by Hannah Brooks Olson on how to share your work without getting it stolen, have given a broader image of design protection of artists, as in by telling simple ways in order to protect their property, which can be easily followed by all of the independent artists easily in this era of rapid creative businesses. But before that, you should have a better understanding of where you are sharing your work by giving an example of Instagram while sharing your design there that can be embedded alongside your username and a direction link back to your feed, which may seem sketchy. Do you really want someone being able to easily embed your photo somewhere? But is actually kind of smart because it discourages people who may want to use the photo from taking a screenshot and dodging having to give you any credit. Instagram also doesn't state in their terms of service that they own your work once you upload it, but they do state that they can use it as an advertisement in the future. Watermarking your image is also a good idea if you share your photos on Creative Commons. Creative Commons is a good way for photographers to get their work out there, and blogs like ours love getting to use the work for real photographers, but a watermark can help make sure you get the credit you deserve. Additionally, brush up on the rules and regulations surrounding Creative Commons sharing. That way, you know what you are giving people permission to do with your work. Instead of sharing your actual business plan or the specifics of how you make your jewelry, share final products or work in progress. You can even talk about your process without going into the kind of detail that would make it easy to recreate your work. I hope this detailed research might have helped you in order to understand the design theft issues and would have give you a better idea to prevent that.